Welcome to the after show. This is the very first one premiering on its own and not after a podcast. I am the podfather Adam Copeland with
And
Showtime.
Showtime.
Stepping all over your words, man. Sorry.
It's all right, dude. It's all right.
Hey, congratulations. Really cool announcement from you and Odin Golf this week.
Yes, thank you. Been waiting to make the official announcement, and I'm super happy to be able to do so. Jordan and Phil over at Odin were a big part of me customizing the logo a little bit because it's a little bit different than my original one, but it's fun. But it's been a long time coming, and to have a deal with Odin and have my own signature golf ball for anybody to buy is surreal, and it's really cool. And hoping that it paves the way for other top fling golf players.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be really cool. I was on the website earlier looking around.
Let's go. Oh, this is a round of applause. Let's go.
This is good.
That's a good applause. Let's go.
I was off on the timing for that. I think it was waiting to load, but super cool. Big congrats.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I appreciate it. And like I said, we'll see what doors it opens up. But Odin, I feel like is going to be a really good sponsor for the whole sport as a whole, and that makes me excited to work with them.
Yeah. How did that come about?
So we're on the after show, baby. So after I had won the Virginia Open, in your backyard, I actually decided that I was going to start reaching out to all my sponsors, to congratulate them as well for being champions, because it's the right thing to do, but B, to step it up a little bit and to do my due diligence in getting them to sponsor me even more. The free stuff is fine and all that is cool, but at the end of the day, where we all want to move is towards money, like being paid to do the stuff. And I do a lot of advertising, and winning obviously pushed that way over the top. So what I had done was I actually called Srixon, and I said, hey guys, congratulations, you guys are world champions. And they were like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, yeah, I know you guys normally don't, you're not really in the whole fling golf thing yet, and you're taking a gamble on me and this and that. But just wanted to congratulate you guys and talk about, potentially doing more together. Like, is there a way that we can do more and just get this ball really rolling? No pun intended there. And the guy I talked to was really cool. He actually was super excited, my rep. I mean, he's been pumped up about it the whole time. But he's like, Austin, let me talk to, the higher ups and see what I can find out. And it was about 5 hours later. He gives me a call back, and he's like, dude, again, I was so excited, so pumped up for you, but we're just not interested. We're just in traditional golf. That's what we do. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. To be honest with you, I appreciated how upfront they were right away, and they didn't make it drag out for a day or two. I'm still doing something with them on the golf side of things because of my day job. But it just, how I am. If the fact that it's not that they didn't want to do anything, they just don't know enough yet. But on the flip side, I had Odin, who I love their whole motto of like, go balls out always. I love how much fun they were having with the tech and all that. So I just reached out and was like, hey guys, I'm so-and-so, top ranked player of the so-and-so sport, doing the whole rundown. And they were like, oh yeah, we know who you are.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So like, that's really cool already. Like, my head's barely fitting in the room at this point. And so we just got to talking. We had a scheduled meeting. Jordan and I talked for, I think it was like an hour and a half. And we were just totally jazzing and getting along, dude. And it was so cool. And then we got to talking about things to do together down the pipeline right now. So yeah, we have my signature golf ball now. They're creating a whole player profile page for me on their website.
Nice.
That should be launched here shortly. And then we've potentially discussed doing my own clothing line with them as well. So some polos, some hats, and
Cut-offs.
That's not saying you're right. Hammocks, banana hammocks. Uh, and that's not saying anything with pins and aces by all means.
Right.
It's just long term stuff, which, to go off of what we talked about in previous episodes, you got to keep things moving forward. You got to create connections. And like I said in one of the episodes, when you have that, when you make those strong connections with somebody that you want to work with, I mean, it just makes it all that much better. So that's kind of how it all happened. Strixon was just like, we just don't know enough. That's the proper way to put it. They just didn't know enough yet.
Yeah.
And which is fine. I totally respect it. But Odin on the flip side was like, dude, we love you, man. You're funny. You're a great athlete. Like, we think we would be a great match. So that's kind of how it all fell into line.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good example of finding the right match, finding people who are excited about the sport,
right?
Excited about you. Well, cool. Well, I wasn't expecting that much, but thanks for sharing. I think that's
dude. It's the after show.
Yeah.
I don't hold nothing back from the show offs, that.
All right. So speaking of holding nothing back, I guess this will be the no holds barred.
Oh, I love it. The perfect play into what we're going to do here.
We've been texting back and forth. This probably goes back maybe even after the first episode or two of recording.
Yeah, because it was I mean, right after the Virginia Open.
Yeah. We were like, all right, which fling golfers match up with which WWE wrestlers or wrestlers, WWE, WCW historical wrestlers, because we had some fun ideas, and we thought that would be a fun thing to share. We don't have any visuals to accompany this. Maybe we will in the cutouts, but we've hinted there've been different placements. Like speaking with Main Event, he talked about going to a wrestling event with Alex when they were up there. Zach and I talked a little bit about that. I was kind of pushing around because we got some fun ideas of where Big Cat and Mountaineer match up. But I'll turn over to you. What are some of your top?
So I mean, first
wrestling
and foremost,
doppelgangers.
Yeah. So first and foremost, you said his name already. Main Event is 100% Goldberg. I mean, he just is. It's just it's probably how this whole thing started. It's the bald head. It's the goatee. The big muscles.
It's the look. It's the
look. He's the Russia Goldberg.
We've yet to find out what DeRusha was actually doing during those years that Goldberg was wrestling. For all we know, he really could be. That Mike DeRusha may be an alias for Bill Goldberg.
He honestly could be, and like all of a sudden now he's like president of a snowmobile club, and like random things like that. But like that's something I feel like Bill Goldberg would do. So that's just who he is. I'll save Big Cat and Mountaineer for you because I know you want to talk about that. I got Lucky Jack as Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Through and through. Yeah, Lucky Jack is just crazy like Hacksaw was.
Hacksaw was one of my favorites.
I love that. There's just
and little remembered maybe, but he was a great wrestler. He had some great matches, just like Jack. Jack's a great fling golfer.
A great personality, great talent, and everyone knows Hacksaw to be goofy and carrying his 2x4, but like like Jack would totally do that too. So I feel like that's a match made in heaven. I got Iceman as Triple H because he likes to be the bad guy. He likes to have that bad guy persona, but deep down, like I think he wants to be a good guy too. And I always see Triple H as that guy.
So are we going to let me jump in? Are we going to say that Britt is Steph, or is Britt somebody else?
No, so Britt's gonna kill me if I would say that she was Stephanie McMahon. But I was thinking about this the other day when we were talking, and I feel like Britt is more like Beth Phoenix.
Okay.
Just a total powerhouse, like badass, and like I have to give it to her. Like Britt's really cool. Like it's who Britt is. So Beth Phoenix is like the first female wrestler that came to my mind for Britt. So yeah, she would and she would totally beat up Triple H. So it just makes sense.
Hey, speaking of Britt being cool, I was chatting with somebody last week, and they were talking about the episode with Britt and just reflecting on how fun it was to listen to all of the stuff we talked about, but especially the pop culture stuff, the music and stuff that we talked about. That was one of my favorite episodes to do. So I'll completely concur with that.
Yeah, no, Britt,
cool factor.
She's really cool. She's a super dork, but that's what makes her cool because we're all freaking dorks too. I mean, Neo and I took the in between sidecar and named it after a Harry Potter character broomstick. So, we're all nerds at the end of the day.
We're sitting here talking about wrestlers as fling golfers or fling golfers as wrestlers.
Yeah, right, so again, right. It's what we do. It's what we do. It's what we do. So I got Alex as Vince McMahon for obvious reasons.
Obviously.
I mean, just obvious reasons. I got
the build, right?
It's the build. Oh yeah, Alex is ripped just like Vince is, and Alex will be just as ripped later on in life too. I have Steve as Sergeant Slaughter. And I don't really know why, other than just again the big goofy personality and just firecracker.
There's the military.
It's the military connection
aspect
too,
as well. Yeah,
I would guess. And I got John as Mean Gene Okerlund.
Mean Gene.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. And I got John as Mean Gene, just obviously from the Kevin Hurley perspective, doing the interviews and all that. But everybody loved Mean Gene, and everybody loves John too. So I feel that was a good connection.
So can I jump in and ask?
Yeah.
Are you saying that John may have a wig?
John may have. Oh, I don't know. I think John's got nice hair.
John definitely has a good head of hair.
He's got a good head of hair. He's always got. John's that guy where like, if there's like whether there's no wind or 50-mile-per-hour gust, his hair never seems to move. I thought that when we were in Delaware.
Which very much like Mean Gene. Mean Gene's hair never moved either.
I mean, he didn't
have any. He had the sides.
You're right. So it just is like it just is perfect. John is. We're gonna have to call him Mean John Okerlund.
There we go. The microphone in the hand is it's
every time. And just imagine having like Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior just like yelling in your face the whole time. Like just crazy. So for some of the
oh yeah,
let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Like, I just can't imagine the amount of like wipes he needed to like just clean his face off afterward. So poor guy. Now for some of the players again, I got I think Kenzo is Bret Hart in my opinion.
Oh, that's a good one.
What I love about that combination is like Kenzo is like he's an executioner. Like he just executes everything all the time. Like he's very precise. And Bret Hart, in my opinion, is one of the top 3 best technical wrestlers of all time.
Yep.
So, and the thing that's funny is like Bret Hart's not known for a big personality, which Kenzo doesn't have a big personality, though he's cracking out of it a little bit, which I love to see. But it's actually, I think Bret Hart's one of the greatest of all time, and Kenzo will go down as one of our greats as well. So
absolutely,
that felt like a good combination. I got Scantron as Sting.
and it's out of the rafters.
Out of the rafters, just like he did in Virginia. Came out of nowhere and just totally like messed up some people's rounds because they're like, who the hell's this guy? But he's also a total badass. Brooks is Andre the Giant for just obvious reasons. You see Brooks and he's like just this massive monster of a man, but also like he's so freaking nice. Like I love Brooks. Like anytime you talk to him, he's always in a good mood. He's happy. And Andre the Giant was like, all the backstories you watch, like everyone loved him so much.
Did you watch the documentary they did on HBO of Andre the Giant?
Yeah, I did. It was so good.
So good. I haven't read a story yet about Andre the Giant that wasn't him in a positive light, the most fun guy in the room.
All the time.
And just
and I got to see that with Brooks at the brewery on Saturday night when he tried to go up karaokeing with me. he wanted to play the guitar. He's like, Austin, he's like, can you sing? And all of a sudden I'm like, I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. And all of a sudden he looks at me, we start singing together. So when we go to San Diego, I promised him we would karaoke at the bar, hopefully after one of us win.
I hope YouTube lets me upload this, because we may not get the rights to have that musical interlude.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have sang there.
No. Well, it's going to stay, and it's
Gonna
going
have
work.
to stay. At least I didn't say the title. I just started saying words, you know. But I got Rodney as the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Just because you can hear Rodman from anywhere.
From the south, from the north, from the west, from the mountains, from the beach,
anywhere you can hear Rodney. So that was good.
Rodney's awesome. That's fun.
That's a funny one. Oh, to backtrack a little bit, I have the Island Hopper Jake as Owen Hart. With him.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, with Jake and Kenzo having their friendship and their mentorship, like we'll go the Hart Foundation with that. We talked a little bit about this one earlier. I got Gabe as Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, that's a good one. We went back and forth on Gabe. Had a few options for him, but Eddie Guerrero is good. Everybody likes him.
It's a good choice. Not the biggest guy like Gabe, but my gosh, does he pack a powerful punch every time.
Yep.
So viva la raza, Gabe. Let's go. And then just a couple more to have fun with. I got Jason Bollinger as Bam Bam Bigelow. And it's definitely because, again, there's no hair. Jason, I'm sorry if you're listening. But Bam Bam was one of the best wrestlers too. Like, just I used to, so backtrack real quick. I used to rent $1 VHS tapes from the local mom and pop VHS store when I was like 10 years old. So I would watch everything from like 1988 to like 1997 on VHS tapes. And Bam Bam was like, he was a bad guy, but he was just such a fun wrestler and always demanded attention. So it's a compliment, but Jason, you do look a little bit like Bam Bam. So we're going to have to call that one. And then the last one off the top of my head here, looking at my list, I'm going to go with SVL as Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake. And
it comes down to the technical precision that Jake had. Because Jake was never the strongest, was never the fastest, but you could argue was maybe the smartest. He knew how to win his matches, and he just was a great wrestler and a good person too, from what you hear and what you see behind the scenes. So SVL's 3D skills and Jake the Snake's Python Damien, just, might not be the Fling Man, it might not be a Python, but whatever, it's still a gizmo that makes it work. So that's what I got on players. Now for you though, the breaking news for you that I'm gonna go.
All right, this has not been shared. We have not talked about this. I got a tease that you've pegged a wrestler for me. Can I jump in with what? I'll let you go. That we'll share my namesake later.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll share. See, I didn't go that route.
Right? No, because I am not the rated R superstar.
You're not the rated. No, heck no. No, you're not. But however, I think you're going to be shocked in the person I choose. But it's a great wrestler and one that I love. So, Adam, I have you as Chris Jericho.
Oh.
And here's why. He hosts Walls of Jericho all the time. Every whether he's on WWE or AEW or WCW, he's always hosting one of the shows. So, Podfather enters that. Plus, he's timeless. He's still one of the best wrestlers in the world today in 2022 and one of the biggest draws. And that's who the Podfather is, man. He's just a big draw.
That's incredibly generous, and I'll take it.
Dude, I love Chris Jericho, and he just, like, I don't know. I was just thinking more in depth about this conversation, and I was just like, Adam's Chris Jericho. Like, he's the host. He's like the guy who, like, no matter how many times things change, he evolves, and I got you with it. So
Sweet.
Jericho, baby.
I had two different ones for you.
Oh, boy.
Let me jump back because I think this started with. I think I Big Cat and Zach coming off the team tournament win, and they're a combination of two different top tag teams. You know one of them. I don't know if I haven't told you the other.
I remember. I know the other one. But it's polar opposite of the one.
Well, the first one is the Bushwhackers.
Oh, 100%. And literally for the Bush Light too.
It's the Bush Light. The Bushwhackers were the most fun. They were great wrestlers. They took it to you every time, but you knew you were going to have a good time. Whenever they showed up, it was a blast.
And people loved them. The fans loved them.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the case. I actually was just recording an episode that'll come out next week or the week after. I'm not going to ruin it, but there's a great story that points to how good a guys Big Cat and Mountaineer are. I'm excited for folks to hear that. But the Bushwhackers comes through. I think the second one, though, is the Hardy Boys.
Ooh,
and it's because they're the high flyers. And you watch Zach and Big Cat play, they got distance. They've got the game that is taking it to the top. They took it away in tag team.
Well, that's a good one. I didn't even think about the Hardy Boys, but they're great as a team, but they're also great individually. So that's a good. I like that. I think they'll like that too. So I think they'll like the combination of those two.
I think so.
Those are good. Those are really good choices for Big Cat and Mountaineer. I like it.
So initially when we were doing this, I was like, all right, I think Austin is Ric Flair. I think that I think the blonde hair. I think the strut through the ring.
Dude, I love the strut.
I was also playing with the idea of the Four Horsemen. I was like, you could pick up three of the Delaware guys. You guys are based there. But with further conversations, I think that Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, may be the better choice. Again, like Bret Hart, a great technical wrestler, and they had a great rivalry. I think that we're going to see a great rivalry with you and Ken. But I think that, Shawn Michaels was just that performer who would soak up the attention, could draw the crowd out. And he would definitely, like you, be the one taking the selfie in the midst of everybody.
Hey, he was Mr. WrestleMania, so you can call me Mr. New Swarm. I don't know. I'd be down for that. But no, dude, thank you. I mean, I love both those choices. I mean, Ric Flair is in my opinion, man, like if we had to do a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, I don't know if I could even do that. But Ric Flair was, again, literally the personality and the wrestling. But Shawn Michaels might be in everybody's Mount Rushmore. So that's a huge compliment, dude. So no, I appreciate that. And I got no words for it. I love it. I love Ric Flair. I love Shawn Michaels. They're both good choices too. And I can see either one of them be wheeling and dealing, and taking their selfies and doing all that. So no, thank you for that. That's cool.
Yeah. So we want to continue this conversation. We definitely have some wrestlers out there that we need to match up with fling golfers, as well as some fling golfers we need to match up with wrestlers.
Yeah, we have more, and I'm sure whether we're in San Diego or in Delaware in May, we know we'll be looking at it. If you see Adam and I staring at you guys awkwardly, it's only because we're really trying to fabricate who you are as a wrestler.
We're just picturing you in wrestling pants and a tie.
Yeah, and not the tights. Like we'll definitely make you a lot cooler than what they're doing now. But we need a Rock, we need a Stone Cold, we need a John Cena, we need an Undertaker. So
we need an Ultimate Warrior, we need a Hulk Hogan, we need a.
I tell you what. There's only one person I know, and this is like without even being prepared, that has the energy of Ultimate Warrior, and you may already know who I'm going towards here, but it's got to be the doc who gives us what we need. Is Dr. TJ Reed is the only person I know who's got that energy of the Ultimate Warrior to constantly run up and down, shaking the ropes and stuff.
That's right.
So on air right now. We have the
There we
Ultimate
go.
Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
It's TJ. There's nobody else that can match
No
that
doubt
energy.
about it. You're right. You're right. That's perfect.
I love it. It's literally. I'm so disappointed we didn't figure it out.
I know.
It's
Hey,
even cooler now that it's happening.
it is. It's out there. That's cool. TJ, somebody else I'm going to be speaking with soon for an episode before the end of the,
Oh, I can't wait for that. That'll be
calendar
hype.
year.
I'll definitely be ready to listen to that when I need like a good pick me up or something going.
It's just going to be. We're not technically doing it on a Monday, but it's going to feel like a motivation Monday for every minute that we're speaking. So
I'm
pumped.
sure.
So pumped.
He's such a cool dude. I really can't wait to hear that episode.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, hey, if you're watching this, please tell us what you think. Leave comments on who we got right, who we got wrong, who we missed out on. Is there a gold dust among us that we need to match up? Who are some of the is Jimmy Superfly Snuka out there waiting to come in from the top rope?
You know what? I don't think we need them to tell us who Gold Dust is. I think it came to me already. And if he's listening or watching, it's only because I love you, Hot Shot. But there might be only one person who's got the persona of Gold Dust, and it has to be Jay Lewis. Gotta be Jay. Only Jay could rock that outfit, the character, and he was again another great technical wrestler, and timeless. I mean, my goodness, he was Gold Dust for forever.
There we go. Hey, Jay's definitely shown that he is not afraid to put on costumes.
No,
so that's a great.
I think
match.
That's a perfect fit, and I hope he finds that funny. But yeah, I mean, any man who will wear a turkey outfit and a chicken outfit and run around like, hey, hats off to you, Jay. I love it. Keep it coming. I think it's great. So
there we go. That's awesome. That was super fun. I think it's just it's so fun to see what kind of matchups we have in getting to know folks in this community.
100%. And it's only going to keep growing and keep getting better. And I anticipate we for sure find our stone colds in the rocks and all that. So
that's right. And who's to say that we might not have any people switching over? I was thinking Stone Cold. Why is it Big Cat Stone Cold smashing beers from the top rope?
Big Cat's too lovable though. I feel like he Stone Cold, like I don't even think he can give a fake hug. Big Cat gives like some of the best hugs. So
True.
Trust me, I've gotten almost 50 of them at this point, and they're pretty remarkable. They're third to only Brooke and Navy. So, but yeah, no, trying to think. I mean, I don't know if I want to meet an Undertaker version of a fling golfer. Might be a little scary. That person won't talk a whole hell of a lot, of course.
No, but deadly game.
Just thinking, I'm just going to say this. I don't think we can have a big show because there's only room for one show in this sport.
At some point, there is a show's over.
There is a show's over. She's a savage. I haven't quite figured out who she would be as a wrestler yet, but she's tough. She would want to be one of the Bellas, and her and Britt together could be the Bella twins, I suppose. But man, Brooke is a savage, so I don't know. It's not coming to me yet. I'll have to think about this one.
Well, we may need a few more tournaments to get some of these lined up.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. We need more tournaments, more breweries to hang out afterwards, and that's when these conversations really start to take place.
And we'll have to go through. We'll have to say we'll have to do matchups with fling golfers and professional golfers, NBA, baseball, football.
There's so many personalities out there, and hopefully when we do that one, people are going, oh yeah, Austin's like Tom Brady, he's the GOAT. Or Michael Jordan, or Michael Phelps, one of them.
I was going to say, for folks who are not Tom Brady fans, I wouldn't wish put you with that.
No, but
there's not always that positive view.
yeah, but if I keep having continued success, it just becomes inevitable. So
That's fun. That's fun.
that sounds
Cool.
so savage. I'm really not that type of person.
Yeah. Well, as always, this has been a blast. It is always great chatting with you, and I hope everybody's had a good time on the after show.
Yeah, thank you guys. We'll catch you next time.